It made me think about tabletop RPGs.
As you're wont to do.
As I am wont to do.
Yeah.
Now, it is very obvious that the largest tabletop RPG out there is going to be shifting to a primarily digital model in the next 4 to 6 months.
Yuck. Yep.
Right? That's where they're going. They've already started shifting that way. D&D Beyond has pushed to this thingy. And I have seen massive, and I mean massive levels of adoption for D&D Beyond. Right? And there's an argument to be made for accessibility and things like that. Okay? And I have a feeling that we can look at what happened with streamers and with all these entertainment companies, and we can see where tabletop RPGs are going. Right? But in a much, much worse way. And the reason I say that is this. Hasbro is probably one of the only maybe 3 companies that has the money to do a platform like D&D Beyond, right? And with the level of things, and again, my gut tells me, and I don't know how much it's going to be, and Wizards is being cagey about it, that they're going to make it very appealing, especially at first. They're going to pull a Disney Plus.
It's always the way.
Right? Disney Plus, $6.99 a month. Whole Disney library. Have a nice day. Right? And I think when D&D Beyond for the new version comes out, they're going to go $7.99 a month. Don't even buy a book. We'll give you access to everything. That is a 100% access thingy, and you don't have to buy any of the books. I guarantee you it's going to be something along those lines.
Yeah.
And because you take lack of competition in the entertainment space and apply that concept to the tabletop RPG space, with adoption levels of D&D Beyond and digital and moving to digital for tabletop RPGs, I think it is going to completely upend that market.
Would you say it would disrupt the market?
I think it's going to destroy it.
Maybe.
There's already this divide, right? Where you've got everybody who plays D&D and then everybody who makes something besides Dungeons & Dragons basically fighting for whatever's left of the market, which isn't much, right? And I think that when you increase buy-in to D&D and the fact that nobody else could come up with, because they don't have the cash, to build a competing platform for their RPG that has at least 50% of the functionality of that.
So you have made a good point. Then you'll same issue with Netflix eventually. Then you'll make no money for artists and writers.
No, and again, D&D is going to keep doing what they're doing right now. They've got probably 10 to 12 staff artists and writers.
Yeah.
And that will be it.
Can I be honest? Like, the only thing I like D&D Beyond for is the help in filling out my character sheet. Past that, I'm like, yep. I would rather have a physical book after the character sheet's made, personally. But, I also would prefer to buy a compound out in the mountains and buy all my physical books and then never look at the internet again.
Somebody in the chat saying I've said make less glossy, cheaper books. They've tried that. People aren't buying them. The reason that the entire industry has shifted that way is the sales data, and I've talked to a lot of creators. Make like they used to in the 90s, and I was showing some of the people some of my second edition stuff. Make a black and white matte interior book now. You will not sell it. The consumers in the tabletop RPG space have made it very, very clear. We won't buy it. Because D&D has set that, so is Paizo, right? They have set that standard of printing, and that is what the consumers expect. They expect it to have a pretty layout, be on glossy thing, and have full color interior illustrations.
Has Paizo given any information on their travel size books for Pathfinder? Because they are significantly cheaper and very convenient.
Yeah. I think they're coming out with one for 2E, but I haven't seen it yet.
Okay. I like it.
I do too. Granted, they're like this thick because...
They are.
But I think that as we shift to these digital platforms, I presume, especially the younger consumers, I presume that most consumers are going to convert to the easiest platform for them to use. And I think it's going to be D&D Beyond. And I don't think anybody is going to... I don't think anybody's got the money to compete. Because again, at least in the entertainment space, in movies, there's Disney and Paramount and Netflix, and there's big companies, and all of them have the money to build competing platforms.
Yeah.
That doesn't exist in tabletop.
So I'm seeing a lot in chat of just like, my Kindle, like digital is just more convenient.
Yep.
I don't have to stack the books. I am a fan of having the books. I'm just not a fan of moving them. Yep. I'm also going to say something here, like the convenience thing of storage. Control F.
Oh, look.
When I flip through a physical book, I'm like, Control F.
I'm not a lot of, and again, we released Identico in PDF form.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Super helpful.
Love Control F. Here's my thing. Again, I also think that there is a distinct difference, and this is the comparison I'll make is to the last segment. When you buy a physical PDF of a book from the creator, right, there's a direct revenue line.
Yep.
Subscription model that they're going to have with D&D Beyond. They already have it now, but I think they're going to double down on, right, when the revised 5th, D&D 1, D&D 5.5 fucking jungle mess that they're doing it.
Yeah. It helps them release updates too.
It also helps them cover up their mistakes, which is what they did.
That's true.
With Spelljammer. Okay.
Fair.
Oops, we wrote this really, really terrible thing. If you have the physical book of the new Spelljammer release, it's still there because it's there.
Because it's printed.
But guess what they did in the digital version of Spelljammer? They erased it from existence.
Control Z.
Whoops. And again, I really think that if you look at what streaming did to disrupt the entertainment industry, I think a subscription model platform where you don't have to buy books anymore, where there is no books, will make it. And again, because there is zero competition in the tabletop RPG space, that's it. And what I think you're going to see is you're going to see this huge diametrically opposed thing. You're going to have Dungeons and Dragons.
Yep.
And everyone else.
I can't express to you all enough, and a lot of you know, like, the disparity is so great. Like, D&D has it, and the rest, like, if you think a TTRPG like company has a lot of money compared to D&D, they don't. They have crumbs. Crumbs. Like, the pie chart is so ridiculous that you'd have to break out a magnifying glass or, control scroll to zoom in to see the sliver for other TTRPG games. It's so crazy.
And again, I think that this situation of have and have-nots is going to get much, much worse. And again, it's going to be really easy because $12.99 a month and guaranteed monthly updates, and we're going to give you free dice skins. Like, they're already selling dice skins and stuff like that.
Dice skins?
Oh yeah, for D&D Beyond.
I'll support the Android creator that I have installed on my phone for those. Give it directly to them.
I think it's bad. I mean, really bad for the industry.
I mean, it goes one step towards what you're talking about of, like, you just rent everything. Everything is rental. It sounds so, like, doom and gloom.
It is.
Well, you can play games that aren't D&D.
Please do.
Please do.
Please do. Again, I think what you're going to see is, I think you're going to see two hobbies develop.
D&D and not D&D?
Basically. I think you'll notice that Warhammer's been doing it. They rebranded everything. It's the Warhammer 40K hobby, right? They scrubbed all mention of miniature war games from their website, right? Welcome to the Warhammer hobby.
Yeah.
Right? That's what they've done. And I think D&D is going to do the same thing. And I think there's going to be a push to where it's going to be like, look, there is D&D, but that is not a tabletop RPG anymore. Then there are tabletop RPGs.
Hey nerds, thanks for watching. Visit gamersheavenpnw.com for our merch store, which you can get cool shirts like this and rep some of my awesome art. Also, like and subscribe for more content so we can make more videos for you.